Hey, welcome everybody to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. We'll be talking with Chris Clanton on 92.7 Nuga Radio in just a few moments, but I want to remind everybody, if you're watching, if you happen to just stumble by the Owl's Nest Barbecue page, I want to remind everybody that this Saturday at the First Tennessee Pavilion across from Finley Stadium is the fourth annual Scrappy's Chicken Wing Contest. That's put on by the people from UTC, part of Fan Fest, and it's the spring football game for UTC, the Mocs. Coach Rusty Wright's first team will be presented in a spring football type format. But before the game, we're going to have a chicken wing contest. We've got I think 20 teams signed up, and Pilgrim's Pride will be donating the wings to all the teams. We'll be cooking them and then giving them out to you, the fans that come down, absolutely free, no charges to get in, and the cooks will be cooking for $1,000 in prize money. That's right, $1,000 in prize money, and that's a big deal. So 500 to first, 300 to second, and 100 to third place. So Frank, my friend Frank Blair, and I will be down there out representing Owl's Nest Barbecue. We'll probably have some friends down there with us, and we urge everybody to come down and see us. Just look for the big Owl's Nest trailer. You won't be able to miss us. And it's going to be a good time. Will be had by all. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 7, right here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue page, Frank and I will be interviewing the purveyor of AmazingRibs.com, Meathead. That's right. AmazingRibs.com, Meathead will be with us live here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. Meathead is a legend in the barbecue world. He will explain science. We'll be talking about chicken wings. He'll have a chicken wing recipe, and he will also have a a discussion on brining. Why brining is so overrated. If you're brining, you're wasting your time, and Meathead will tell you why. So a lot of good information there, and he'll entertain all your questions on Facebook. Frank, as always, will be monitoring Facebook, and we look forward to you coming on line and joining us. That's tomorrow night at 7 right here, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Owl's Nest Barbecue page. And don't forget, coming up tonight at 9 o'clock is the Barbecue Central show with Greg Rempe. Greg's guest in the first hour tonight will be the hardcore carnivore herself, Jess Prowse. If you've never heard or listened to Jess, she is she's from Australia, and she is a fantastic barbecue cook. She has a wealth of knowledge, along with a lot of other food knowledge too, and she does a great job. And she's very entertaining. You'll enjoy listening to Jess. In the second hour, the 10 o'clock hour, about 10:15, the embedded correspondence from the Barbecue Central show will go on. That includes myself, David Huff, John Solberg from Michigan, and Doug Scheiding from Texas with Greg, and we discuss a kind of a roundtable of topics here, concerning barbecue. Tonight we're going to talk about um, competition chicken. We're going to talk about if we only had one cooker that was available to us for the rest of our lives, what would it be? And that's good. That'll be an interesting discussion too. So all that coming up, and don't forget, stop by the My Midnight Oil and Noodle. If you need tires, Michelin tires have a great $70 rebate on them right now. Business has been fantastic. $70 back from Michelin. We have the best prices on Michelin tires in Ottawa. And right next door now is the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply. We've got a great barbecue supply store set up. We're selling pit barrel cookers now. We've got Butcher Barbecue, all the products from David Bosca and the good folks at Butcher Barbecue. We're going to have seminars this spring and summer. So come on by and see what we've done with the showroom. You're really going to like it. And if you want to just come by and talk barbecue, by all means, come on by. If you want to talk tires and cars, by all means, we're there every morning at 6:30 and open till 6 on Fridays. We're going to go to the phones now, and we are going to call Chris. Bear with me just one second. I've got to do this. I'm going to have to do this. 423 800. Let's see. What is Chris's number? I've already forgot it. Let's see here. 8949. That is the studio number. It's not a big secret.
Chattanooga's Volunteer Red Hotline.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. What's up there, Steve Ray?
We're doing fine, man. Now turn that pod down in the studio there so we get rid of that echo.
We'll get rid of that.
We talked about that the other day.
We did, and and it's the habit. Sorry, it's
okay.
Down now.
That's okay. I can still hear that.
And you can still hear. I got it turned all the way down.
I can still
Hang
hear
on a
that.
second. How about now? Is it better?
Check 1 2.
Check. 1 2.
No, I still have an echo. I wonder why it does that.
I got it turned all the way down here. It may be the phone system. It could be the phone system,
It might be
too.
On my side. Let's just see. Let's see here.
But, I was just talking about Steve, all my people, because they are my people, they're my family, that are sponsors for this show.
Right.
And when I started talking about you, I said, he does barbecue, and he is a phenomenal cook. But you don't always just do barbecue. You sell tires. You also work on cars. You sell fuel. You're just a man of many talents. And I told him to come visit you out there in Ooltewah.
We do, Chris. We've been there 35 years. And the barbecue thing is just an extension of a hobby that I had. But our main business, of course, is the service station. And we are the area's we're the only Michelin Goodyear dealer. We are the official Michelin and Goodyear dealers in Ooltewah. And we take that kind of stuff very seriously. When we are privileged to have your car in our shop, we take care of it. And we make sure we do a good job and you get the best prices possible at the Midnight Oil in Ooltewah.
I was sitting on my porch with my grandson the other day, and I was thinking about what could I ask Steve Ray that I haven't already asked him, because I don't want to appear redundant in asking questions, because we got new people every day listening to the show. But one of the things I wanted to know is temperature of the meat when you're cooking it is really important, because as I was watching my neighbor cook some wings on their grill over there, and they had some music going. It was pretty good. We were dancing around and having a good fun with my granddaughter. And I got to thinking, a lot of this cooking has to do with temperature. Tell me what a person a new person or someone who's been doing it for many years, why is temperature so important to that?
Well, Chris, the reason is temperature equals doneness, and you have to cook to doneness. And the best way to start monitoring that is with temperature. See what I'm saying? It's like tonight we're going to talk about pork butts, and we're talking about infusing flavor in a pork butt. You have to inject it. You can put everything you want on the outside of that, but you can't get flavor in a pork butt unless you inject it. And now we sell the Butcher's Barbecue pork injection at the Ooltewah barbecue at the Owl's Nest barbecue supply store. So when you're cooking that, you're going to want to start testing it, and you're going to start testing. And I'm going to start checking at about 195 degrees, and that's why a good thermometer, an instant read thermometer, is so very important. And you have to have that thermometer. And I use the method of 210 degrees. Mine's not going to be done till at least 210. And that's what I cook to. I cook pork butts to that, and I cook briskets to that. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people agree. A lot of people think less. A lot of people think more. But you have to have a method, and you have to stick to it, Chris. And that's the only way you'll get good barbecue, is doing what you want to do on a consistent basis over and over and over again to obtain the best taste. And for me, it's cooking to 210.
I guess I had a second question, and it has to kind of do with temperature, but it's kind of a dumb question, but I'm going to say this anyway. So I'm out here, and I've got my grill going. It's at the right temperature, and everything's going good. And then I live in East Tennessee, and all of a sudden I got a rain shower comes in, and it just starts, it's kind of a heavy one for a few minutes.
Sure.
Does that affect the amount of heat and temperature on the type of beef that you're cooking inside
Well,
inside that grill.
yes, it does, Chris, because what it does, it affects the temperature of the vessel that you're cooking on. Rain, especially, will drive the temperature in your smoker down, and the only way to get that temperature back up is to add what? More fuel to get it back up, because you're wanting to cook at an even temperature. Once you find your sweet spot, like on a cooker, like on the pit barrel cookers that we sell, you're looking at a vessel that cooks at 265 degrees. That's where it is most efficient. And if you put an 8-pound pork butt on that vessel at 265 degrees, you can expect an 8-hour cook to get to 210 degrees. Oh, you see what I'm saying? So that's my formula.
I do.
I've got a formula. And the only way you can get that formula, Chris, is to do it over and over again. You've got to cook. And or when you're cooking, you got to make sure that you mind the product or the protein that you're cooking. That's what makes barbecue so fun. It's a great thing to eat, but it's almost like an art while you're doing it, Chris. It's a day-long activity, and the payoff is just phenomenal.
You know, as I'm thinking about that, and say I've got a grill like what you sell, how easy is it to add fuel to it, such as, charcoal or whatever? Do you have to actually just go ahead and take the meat out and then add more and then put the meat back in? Or how does that happen?
Yeah, on the pit barrel cooker, if you were to have to add fuel, you simply take the protein off the grate, set it aside, take the grate off, and put the charcoal right in. It's very easy. But that pit barrel cooker is so very efficient that if you follow directions, fill the basket up, light the charcoals the way you're supposed to do it, you'll get a 12-hour cook. So you won't have to add charcoal because you're going to have 4 hours left after that pork butt's done.
You've done a lot of barbecue competitions around here, and you kind of got a feel how the community likes the barbecue. What is your general thoughts or your deductions as what kind of barbecue is most asked for when you cook?
Well, the most asked for is pork butts. But the thing people want that they don't get a lot is brisket, because a brisket is harder to do than a pork butt, and it takes more time, it takes more attention. But when you cook a brisket, Chris, and you nail it, there's not a better tasting piece of meat. And I'm talking about a Wagyu steak, I'm talking about sirloin, filet mignon, picanha, anything like that. And there's not a better piece of meat than a brisket that's been cooked slow over a live fire. It is utterly delicious. Melts in your mouth.
And it sounds like it. And I was just curious, when you do wings and stuff, what is generally the most popular brand of wings when you cook them?
You mean like from the store, or
when you cooking them for competition and that kind of thing? What do you think people go for as far as wings?
Well, you want to
it's not barbecue, but you're also you do deal with that.
Well, you do, and you want a good chicken product. And here in Chattanooga, Pilgrim's Pride is the best you can buy. I'm not kidding. Their product is second to none here in Chattanooga. The wings are tender. We cooked some wings Saturday at the gas station, Chris. They were Pilgrim's Pride. They were off the chain. They had we smoked them, and they were tender on the inside. And I like the flat. I don't like that drum part at all. I like they call it the winglet flat. That's the part I like. That's the meatiest part. It's the tenders. There's no tendons in there like in the drummy where there's a lot of yuck and a lot of crunchy stuff. I don't like that. I like that nice smooth bite you get from the winglet. And Pilgrim's Pride, you can't beat it.
One more good question for you for the injection. Is there a formula as to how much, versus fluid and mixture of the whatever you're putting in that fluid to inject into the barbecue? Is there a type of formula for that?
Yeah, there sure is, Chris. You'll take, like, on an 8-pound butt, I'll take a one size. I think it's I want to say it's 12 ounces of butcher barbecue injection, a pork injection, and I'll take half of that. I'll take 6 ounces of that, and I'll mix mine with 6 ounces of apple juice. Now, some people will take it and mix it with 6 ounces of orange juice, mango juice, all sorts of things. It's up to you what flavor you want, but I'll do it half and half, and I'll take that whole 6 ounces and I'll inject that butt. You can't inject it too much. You can't over-inject it. Don't worry about over-injecting a piece of meat. Once you cook it, the flavor will be there. You can't mess it up. That's what I tell people. You can't mess up. You can't mess up injecting food. You can inject steaks. You can inject chicken wings.
So you put too much liquid in there, really, honestly, you're not really messing it up. You're just making it even more juicier in the end.
Chris, that piece of meat that you're cooking, 75% water anyway. It may.
It's true.
It'll make it a little bit more tender, but you can't over-inject a piece of meat. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Shelly just joined me. Do you have a question for him? She doesn't have a question. I kind of caught her off on the last foot there. But I guess my big next thought is, if I want one of those type of cookers, where do I go to get one of those?
Well, we've got them at my place at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply. We've got them right there in the showroom. And Chris, I've got one out front. We crank it up every Saturday. If you want to come by and see how to light it, I'll show you how to do it. It's easy. The pit barrel cooker is only $2.99. Everything in that box is what you need. You can buy a pit barrel cooker at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and you can go home and you can be smoking meat by 11 o'clock. It's that easy to set up and that easy to use. And your family can be eating real barbecue by 6 or 7 o'clock that night, and they'll think that a world champion did it. It's that easy to use.
Okay. Tell folks how to get to Steve Ray's Midnight Oil out there.
9043 Lee Highway, right off of exit 11. You can hit I used to be able to hit it with a 7-iron, Chris, but the older I get, I'm now a 3 hybrid away from the interstate.
Oh, okay.
That's how you measure. Just look for that big friendly Midnight Oil sign out there, right there on Lee Highway. We've been out there for 35 years. If you don't know where the Midnight Oil in Ooltewah is now, you may be needing help.
What's your current gas price?
$2.39.
$2.39.
Yeah, we're the only place, Chris. Absolutely. We're the only place that has all 3 grades of ethanol-free gasoline too. Regular, mid-grade, and super. So, and our premium is ultra premium, 93 octane, no ethanol, 100% gas. All 3 grades of that.
One more time on the phone, or if they want to call you.
643-1111. That's the magic number.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve Ray. Steve Ray, Midnight Oil. You're listening to the Sports Guys. We'll see you in a minute.
Hey, everybody. I forgot we were still on. Thanks for watching. I hate that echo. I don't know why I'm having that echo. We have tried to get that, but we're going to get that straightened out. I promise you. But thanks for watching. Don't forget, at 9 o'clock, come on back and see us. Go to the Barbecue Central page on Facebook, or go to YouTube to the Barbecue Central site on YouTube, and you can join in the. We got a chat room there. You can talk while the host interviews guests. There's lots of famous barbecue people are in that chat room on YouTube, and you can go there and you can watch the show live with Greg as he interviews Jess Prowls. And you can also watch us at 10:15. Myself, Doug Scheiding, David Huff, and Greg Rempe, and John Solberg, the embedded correspondents on the Barbecue Central show. So we'll see you then at about 10:15 tonight. Until